Okay, here's a story I could do without ever hearing again. Dak Prescott's contract. I swore I wasn't going to talk about this a year ago. And I talked about it yesterday, and I talked about it Monday, and it's Wednesday, and I'm talking about it again, and I'm just ashamed of myself. But we do appear to have some new information. Jeff Darlington is an excellent reporter. I know him, and I have once had beers with him, maybe even 6 times. And yesterday, he reported on a show called, oh, never mind, it's another network. He reported that it looks like Dak is going to be franchised. They call it the franchise tag. It's a financial instrument, kind of like a lease. It's a financial instrument the NFL uses when they really, really, really like you. You got to really like somebody to franchise tag them because you got to pay them enormous amounts of money. But you just got a question about durability, talent, skill. There's just something there you're not sure of. And the Dallas Cowboys a year ago, and we all kind of thought this when they franchised Dak, it was, listen, they just want 1 year with Dak and Mike McCarthy, just to make sure. And then something called a really ugly injury happened, and the Dallas Cowboys a year later, they want another year to make sure Dak and Mike McCarthy are legitimate. Now, people grumble about this because we like Dak and his injury gave us a lump in our throat and made us feel kind of nauseous, and he's a good guy and players like him and he's cool and he's a Cowboy quarterback, and Staubach and Aikman, they kind of feel like American heroes, right? That's Cowboy quarterbacks feel bigger than everybody else. But players agreed to this, and essentially what it is, it's a lease. I lease everything. Kids, wife excluded. I lease almost everything. I just sold my 3rd house. I've lived in LA 6 years. I'm not even sure how to get to my new place yet. Ask yourself, how many quarterbacks would you sign to a 5-year deal? I mean, we know Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, right? But even Brady now, you couldn't because he's 43 and 44 by August. I like Lamar Jackson, but geez, 5 years. What if he regressed a little this year passing? Ugh. I like Derek Carr, but doesn't have a huge arm. He's not super mobile. Could I sign Derek Carr to a 2-year contract? Maybe 3? Listen, 4 and 5-year contracts, that is a long time for anything. So this is the financial instrument that the NFL created. Kirk Cousins didn't like being franchised. I don't think Dak's going to like being franchised. But for 1 year, he'll make, I don't know what the numbers are, $37 million. I don't know much about the Dallas economy, but if you go to Zillow or Realtor.com, you can get a mansion there for like $1.5 million. That, of course, gets you a garage in Los Angeles, but in Dallas, $37 million on top of the franchise money last year. Dak is set for life. But it's not really about that, right? What it's about is, isn't Dak the right fit for the Dallas Cowboys? Intangible, leadership, productivity. I can absolutely make that argument, especially in the NFC East, which is, let's be kind here, awful at quarterback. But the fear is, of course, if you sign him to a 4 or 5 year deal, then you're stuck with a B-plus guy in a league that rewards A to A-plus quarterbacks. So listen, players have agreed to this. Dallas keeps pushing off the wedding, the engagement that lasts forever. And this morning, Dak is going to get paid, whether it's 4 years or this year, 1 year, he's set for life. My guess is eventually he's highly productive with Mike McCarthy. The Cowboys have a gifted wide receiving core. Zeke's still a top 5-6 back. The offensive line, at least early in the year, pre-Thanksgiving, will be healthy. They're going to draft some players to elevate that. And he's going to win and lose 8-8 most of the shootouts the Cowboys, of course, will be in because they're not very good defensively. And a year from now, I won't have to talk about this because they won't franchise tag him a 3rd time, and Dak will be a Cowboy for 4 to 5 years. I swore to God I was done talking about it. It's the story that won't go away. So Big Ben's agent met with the Rooney family in Pittsburgh, and they officially decided the Steelers won't win a Super Bowl next year. Oh, my bad. They decided they're going to sign a contract. Same difference. Of course, the Steelers haven't won a meaningful playoff game in a decade. Oh, they beat Andy Dalton and Matt Moore and Alex Smith, but congratulations to Pittsburgh yesterday, meeting with Big Ben and deciding we'd much more rather romanticize the past than win playoff games going forward. The argument to keep Ben is always an interesting one. Well, we don't have any other options at quarterbacks. Can you imagine using that in any other part of your life? I mean, I'm going to marry her because, who else would marry me? I'm going to buy this house because, there's no other house to buy. You see, the Steelers went 11-0 to start the season. It's the worst thing that could have happened to them. Because now they're like, man, we're just COVID away from the Super Bowl. We're a couple of linebacker injuries away from the Super Bowl. We would have won it all except for global warming. Not really. Half the wins were one possession. At one point, his words, not mine, Mike Tomlin said, "We suck." I didn't say it. He did. I'm just repeating it. The Steelers are stuck in how the NFL ran, operated business in the 70s and 80s. If you made the playoffs, no reason to upgrade. You just bring back the old tired guys. There's this feeling in the city with the franchise, with the owners, with the front office, with the fans. What do we do if Ben leaves? Well, he's left for 41 games, and you've been 23-18. You won with Duck Hodges. Oh, by the way, only 3 teams down the stretch were as bad as the Steelers: the Falcons, Jags, and Texans. Look where they're drafting. Congratulations on meeting with Ben and deciding you will not be a Super Bowl contender. Hope the high school Letterman jacket still fits. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.